I'm going through all of the Christopher Nolan films in the lead up to Tenet. We're going through all of the Christopher Nolan directed films in the lead up to Tenet. This is part of a mini series I'm doing here on the channel, where I'm going through all of the Christopher Nolan directed films, and every one of the Christopher Nolan directed films, every single one of the Christopher Nolan directed films. Tenet is literally right around the corner, and I could not be more excited. Hopefully it lives up to expectations. Hello guys, and welcome back to the Popcorn Podcast. My name is Dylan, of course, and if you love movies, you are in the right place. So please go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. I don't want to get too much into the intro of this video because of that previous segment there you just saw. That's just a little bit of an idea of how much anticipation there was behind this film. So without further ado, let's get straight into the review for Christopher Nolan's Tenet. Without giving too much away, since this review is non-spoiler, Tenet follows a character who is just known as the protagonist and is recruited on a mission that leads the fight for survival of the entire world. It's one that essentially attempts to prevent a third world war, and in order to succeed, the operatives have to navigate through realities that unfold real time. Now, straight off the bat, guys, I feel like this film, Tenet, will play host to a significant divide between audiences watching. There will be people who go to this film and think that it is just too heavy of a concept to enjoy. And there will be people who go to this film and add it to the numerous masterworks that Chris Nolan has done: The Dark Knight, Inception, Memento, The Prestige, Interstellar. You get the point. And I'm happy to say that I'm right in that second category. Call me a Nolan fanboy, but one thing you can't fault the guy for is his dedication to constantly provide audiences with something new. And Tenet does exactly that, because my mind currently is blown in a good way, Not only does he give us new stories, but Christopher Nolan is clearly a director who respects the intelligence of audiences. The concept of Tenet is something so impressive. I'd even go as far as to say that it's up there with Inception from an originality standpoint. And if you've watched my videos on Inception, well, you'll know how highly I regard that film for its authenticity. Tenet is also a big step in a new direction for Christopher Nolan. Yes, he's very much going back to that action sci-fi element that he has hugely been commended for, but I'm talking production-wise. Chris Nolan is known for using these same actors throughout his films, like Christian Bale, Tom Hardy, Cillian Murphy. And yes, Tenet does have a few returning faces like Kenneth Branagh and Michael Caine, but the majority here are fresh to the Nolan scene. John David Washington is excellent as the protagonist and gives a really charismatic and likable performance, as well as Robert Pattinson. Their interactions were some of my favourite moments from this film. Another newcomer to this scene is Ludwig Göransson, who is the composer for this film. Now, when I first found out that Hans Zimmer wasn't composing the music for this film Tenet, I was gutted, because some of his collaborations with Nolan, like Inception, Interstellar, and of course the Dark Knight trilogy, have been some of my favourite film scores of all time. However, I am so brilliantly satisfied with the work that Ludwig Göransson has done for this film. Hans Zimmer would definitely be proud. It is just phenomenal. As soon as the music kicks in right at the beginning of the film, I was hooked. And in some moments of this film, you could probably find me tapping my foot to the bass and the beat of the score. Anyways, moving on. The cinematography by Hoyte van Hoytema, fantastic. And once again, you can see Nolan's love for Bond films really shine through, especially in the first half of the film, which definitely has a more espionage feel as opposed to the second half where the crescendo of action takes place. One of my favorite scenes from this film, actually there's two favorite scenes. One where the protagonist is fighting an opponent that is inverted, and it's genuinely one of the coolest things I've seen all year. The other is a really edge of your seat, incredible chase sequence. In particular, there's this moment where one character has to jump from one car into the other while moving really fast down the highway, and yeah, it was just some really intense stuff. The opening scene, which involves an opera house, is just brilliant as well and wastes no time in throwing you right into the action of the film. And guys, the action and the effects that they were able to achieve with this film is just something out of this world. I genuinely do not know how they film some of the stuff they do in this film, and I'm looking forward to watching some special features so I can get a better insight on how they did that. I assume that's where most of the huge budget went to. But yeah, just incredible stuff from an action standpoint. As for negatives, I have noted down a few. Despite the performances being really good, I just don't think that there was enough emotional depth to the film. It definitely was attempted through Elizabeth Debicki's character, but I feel like since there's so much to take in regarding the mechanics of how this inversion process works, I think you just tend to skip past the more human elements of the film. I do also feel like the second act of the film was maybe a bit too complex. All the espionage and undercover stuff might have been a bit unnecessarily complicated, and at some points it was a bit hard to follow. Having said that, the film really picks up about 60% of the way, and from that moment onwards, I was absolutely riveted. Guys, Tenet was easily my most anticipated film of the year, and it did not let me down. And I'm not just saying that. I do love Christopher Nolan. He is my favorite filmmaker. And I'm not just saying that because I adore his films. Tenet is really something special. Even though the film has a few flaws in my opinion, and I do still have a couple of questions regarding the story of it, I'm definitely looking forward to rewatching it and learning more the next time round. As of right now, I'm going to give Tenet an A. To those of you who love these mind-blowing sci-fi epics, Tenet will not let you down in that department. We got there, guys. We got there. That is my review for Christopher Nolan's Tenet. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please go ahead and leave a like down below. And also, if you have seen the film, comment your thoughts. Keep it spoiler-free, but I'd love to know what you think of the film. Do you love it? Were you confused by it? Do you not think it's one of Nolan's best? Yeah, let me know down below in the comments section. Also, guys, one more time, if you are new to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe. It will help me out a lot. Yeah, and I just want to say a huge thank you for everyone who has stuck on board all these Christopher Nolan videos that I've been making on the channel. If you haven't seen them, I'm going to link a playlist of them down in the description box, so check them out. And yeah, feel free to like, comment, and share. But yeah, that is my review for Tenet. As always, guys, take it easy, and I will see you again in the next video.